Welcome to this foot, ankle, knee, hip strengthener class. This class is going to help you with stability, with walking, with confidence, going down stairs, standing, and just feeling stable as you go through your life. What you need for class is a chair and a washcloth. And before we get started, I just want to let you know about toe spacers. So toe spacers, I'll put a link in the description, can really help us build strong, resilient feet by letting our toes separate. So you can find a toe spacer and wear this inside of your regular shoe. If you discover that your shoe doesn't allow you to put a toe spacer on inside the shoe, it may be time to buy a wider toed shoe. So we want to have shoes that allow us to spread our toes, and having strong toes that are nice and wide can help us with walking with stability, foot strength, and even back pain. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and sit nice and tall in our seat, close the eyes, and we're going to start with a 4-count box breath. So in for 4, through the nose, hold for 4, exhale through the nose for 4, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold out for 4. Let's do one more round. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold out for 4. And then let the breath return to normal in and out through the nose. And we're just going to check in with your emotional state today. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Feeling the emotions in your body. And then we're going to check in with the mental state. So listening to the stories, the worries, the concerns on our mind. We're not trying to clear the mind. We're just noticing what's on our mind today. And now we're going to do our gratitude practice. So think of something you're very thankful for, and then feel that gratitude in your body. Gratitude rewires our brain. And then let that gratitude spread to the fingertips and toes, top of head. Set an intention for practice. Setting an intention before you do anything is a very important habit. It helps you from getting derailed. So let's go ahead and set an intention for this practice. How do you want to feel at the end? Softly open your eyes. All right, so we're going to be starting with the toes. This is where you need your washcloth. So we're going to take our washcloth flat out. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see. We're going to start with the right foot. So we're going to do this 3 times, pulling the washcloth in towards us. And notice that the heel can block it, so you might want to lift the heel a little bit. Now you might be going a lot slower than me or faster. Just go ahead and reset the washcloth each time. We're going to do it 3 times. So I do this all the time. You can get a lot better with practice. working and strengthening the feet, the toes, and the arches. And then whenever you finish with your third one, let's switch feet. So going over to the other side, setting up the washcloth nice and flat. Let's go to the left foot. Again, starting with the edge, pulling the washcloth towards us for 3 times. Reset up whenever you're done. If I'm going a little fast, please feel free to pause the video. You'll notice that my left foot seems to be better at this. How about yours? Excellent. All right, go ahead and fold up your washcloth and set it aside. So we're going to now do toe yoga. So toe yoga is when we lift and lower the toes. You can either use your hands or just do it on their own. So starting off, making sure that your left toes are not moving, we're going to start with the right. So holding down the 4, lift the single, hold down the big toe and lift the 4. So you may need to actually use your hands to do this. If so, that's fine. And see if you can do it on your own. This may be very challenging or it may be easy for you. This gets better with practice and it's really good for our cognitive health. So just make sure that the left toes are not moving. As often what I see is the other foot wants to move at the same time. We only are doing the right foot right now. All right, let's do one more round. And then we're going to go to the left foot. So again, let's make sure that the right toes are not moving. Lifting the big toe on the left foot, set it down, hold down that big toe and lift the 4. So see if you can do this without any manual intervention. If you do need to use your hands, that's fine. Notice if this foot is easier or more challenging. So they've found that strengthening and widening the toes can actually help with back pain. So make sure those right toes are not moving. Just 1 or 2 more rounds here. Okay. So now we're going to do a little exercise in toe spreading. We're going to set the heel down, put the big ball toe down, and then really spread the toes and set that baby ball toe down. So I'm doing my right foot. I'll do it again, setting the heel down on the right foot, setting the big ball toe down, and then spreading the toes and setting the baby ball toe. Let's do one more time. Setting the right heel down, the big ball toe down, and then that right. So I'm really spreading those toes. Let's do the left foot. So setting the left heel down, big ball toe, spreading those toes, baby ball toe. I'm just going to turn and give you a little different angle. Right, left heel down, big ball toe, spreading those toes, setting that right big ball, baby ball toe. And one more, set the heel down, big ball toe, and then spread the toes, baby ball toe. Great work. Say congratulations to your toes. We're now going to tap the heels, just starting to warm up the ankles. So you're sitting up nice and tall. We're going to lift the heels up, set them down, and you can do this pretty quickly or slowly depending on how this is feeling. Inside of the calf is the soleus muscle. The soleus is a blood sugar thirsty muscle. It eats the blood sugar out of your bloodstream and can help regulate your blood sugar. They found that if you do this 4 hours a day, it can really help with blood sugar regulation. If you're on a plane, stuck in a long meeting, you can tap the heels and help keep the blood flowing through your body. I totally recommend that you do this as a habit whenever you sit down. So just lifting and lowering the heels. It is going to start warming up the ankles, bringing the blood flow down into the feet, the knees. Now we're gonna push through the heel. I'm just gonna turn to the side so that you can see. I'm going to lift my right leg, making a strong line between my heel and my hip. Then I'm gonna set that down and lift the left leg, pushing. So notice that my toes are pushing back towards my face, putting a nice angle into the ankle. We're just gonna go back and forth. Inhale, exhale. We're gonna always breathe through the nose unless otherwise directed in class, and that's going to help with our sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system balance. So notice all the muscles that are working here. We're working the quadricep, which is going to help support the knee. We're working the calf and the shin, and maybe even a little bit of the hips. So I highly recommend you make this a habit. Do it several times a day if possible. Keep those quadriceps nice and strong. Support the knee. The knee is a hinge joint, and it needs all these muscles around it to keep it supported. Okay, one more on each side. Excellent. We're going to now, you're doing a fantastic job. We're going to now do toe raises. So now we're going to lift the toes towards our face. So now we're working the tibialis, which is in the front of the shin. So lifting the toes up towards your face, and you might feel that in the front of your leg. So this is strengthening the tibialis anterior, which is also called the shin splint muscle. And that is a muscle that helps you when you're going downstairs. It can support the knee so that you don't tip forward. So you may be starting to feel this. So we're just warming up these muscles. All right, one more. Excellent. We're gonna now do the seated cat-cow, which is just gonna get the blood flowing through the whole body. I'm just showing you from this side. Hands on the knees. We're gonna tip our head forward, exhaling, pressing the belly back, making a big arch with our back. Inhale forward, being gentle with the neck. So this is not a fast movement, it's nice and slow. Getting blood flowing through the whole back, the shoulders, the hips. All right, one more. All right, we're gonna work our inner thighs. So we're gonna come to the edge of the chair, taking our feet out wide. So my feet are at an angle along with my knees. And now I'm gonna bring my hands to my hips, and I'm gonna come down very slowly with a flat back. So a few tips here to keep your back flat. Look up or straight, so that way you don't drop the head. So many times I see students dropping their head, and that rounds the spine. So we're gonna go up and down, exhaling down, inhaling up. And we wanna keep our back flat. You can do this by squeezing your elbows towards each other behind you. I'm gonna just show you from the side. Nice and flat back. These are called seated good mornings. It's working the inner thighs. You want to really press your feet flatly into the ground. It's better to keep the back straight and flat versus rounding and going lower. So even if you don't get very low down, it's much better to have that back nice and flat. And if you're not sure if you're doing it correctly, maybe you can have somebody take a look or take a picture of yourself to make sure your back is really flat. Otherwise, you're not getting the benefit, which is working the inner thighs. We're going to do one more. Excellent. All right, we're going to go ahead and stand up, and we're going to now work on our chair standing. So we're going to have our hand on the back of the chair, and we're going to start with the left foot. We're going to bring the left foot back as far as we can away from the chair, and then we're going to bring the right foot up and put it on the seat of the chair. So this may take a little bit of finagling. Also, you want to make sure your chair is not sliding. So if you find that your chair is sliding, what you can do is, if you do have a yoga mat, you could put it underneath your chair. I'll show you how to do that. That can help you keep your chair from sliding. You can also put your chair on a rug or put it against a wall. So our left foot is going to be back. The right foot is going to be on the seat of the chair. And what I want to make sure is that your feet are hip width apart and that the back heel is off the ground. All right. So the way this looks is inhaling forward, full flexion on the knee, full range of motion on that right knee. And then exhaling, forward folding over the right leg. So notice that my right leg is fully straight, and you can take a moment here to massage the hamstring and then massage the psoas on the left, which is that front of the hip. So we're going to go back and forth, taking a moment to maybe massage or tap each of these spots. Inhaling up, exhale, forward fold. This right foot could come up or stay planted. You notice you could have the toes up, whatever feels better for you. Because we're up on a chair, we can really put a lot of range of motion and even some force on the knee, because it's very safe as it's very high. Getting full range of motion in the knee is critical because it brings in fluids that can help lubricate the knee. So getting lots of range of motion on here. We're also getting a nice hamstring stretch, opening the psoas. Let's do one more on the right side. And then we'll just come back, bring that right leg down, and then we'll bring the left leg up. I don't think that you need to change the chair. So we'll go ahead and start on the other side, making sure that the feet are hip width apart and that the right heel is up off the ground. So just check, is your right heel off the ground? So feeling free to do some tapping. You massage the psoas on the right side. So the psoas is that hip flexor that's in the front of the hip. It's very tight if we sit a lot. The hamstring is on the back of the leg between the knee and the sits bone. One more. Excellent. Wonderful job. We're going to now come and lean against the wall. So you can set your chair aside. And if you have a blanket or a towel or a yoga mat, you can stand on that. You want a little cushion. And now we're going to do that tib raise that we did on the chair, but now standing. So now it's going to be a little bit more challenging. So we're lifting the toes towards our face, rolling back on the heels. The feet are out about 1.5 feet away from the wall, rolling back onto the heels, lifting the toes towards my face. And that is working the shin splint muscle, which is on the front of the shin. Tibialis anterior. Three, two, last one. Excellent job. Now, if you want this, you can leave it, but if you don't want it, you can go ahead and remove any kind of mat that you're standing on. Now we're going to turn around and we're going to lift the heels to work the calf. So the first thing we're going to do is either place the hands or the forearms on the wall, and then we're going to lift and lower the heels. So my knees are straight and I'm lifting up and lowering down. Inhaling up, exhale down. So we're strengthening the foot here as well as the calf. Three more. Okay. Stand away from the wall, shake it out. We're just going to give our calves a break and work on our step ups. So standing with one hand on the wall, if you feel at all unsteady, we're going to stand on the right foot and we're going to bend the right knee like this. And then we're going to take the left heel and touch it to the ground. Lift, touch, lift. So I'm basically just keeping the left leg straight, setting it down, inhaling up. I'm setting that heel down, fully pressing the heel into the ground before I lift it up. So things I'm not doing, I'm not bouncing, hopping. I'm gently pressing that heel into the ground and then lifting while my right knee is bending and straightening. My feet are again hip width apart. They're not too far apart or too narrow. And I'm stepping this right heel about 1.5 feet in front of my right foot. And our backs are nice and straight. We're not leaning forward. We're leaning back too much. So this is working the quadricep on the right knee, right above the right knee, which is going to support that right knee. Let's do 3 more. And then we'll do the other side, shake it out. We'll turn around. If you want to hold the wall, I recommend it just to keep your balance. We'll bend the left knee and press the right foot into the ground. So really trying to press that heel in for 1 second, making sure not using momentum, bending and straightening the left knee. Making sure you're not falling forward, keeping your back nice and straight. You're doing fantastic. Wonderful job. I hope you feel this because I sure do. We're almost done. Just a few more. You feel those legs getting stronger. All right, 2 more. Great. Shake it out. All right. We're gonna now work those calves again, and you can either do this standing against the wall like we did, but bending the knees, or if you wanna work on a little bit more of a more challenging version, you can stand in a chair pose. So we're just gonna do 10 of these. So standing either against the wall or away from the wall, whichever one you want, just 10. So we're gonna lift the heels with the knees bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Wonderful. Whew. Let's stand in for a moment, shake it out, and just feel how we're doing so far. You feel free to close your eyes, make a connection with those feet. Okay, so now we're gonna do some hip-specific strengtheners for our medial glute, our glute medius. So what we're gonna do is stand against the wall. So I'm gonna start with my left arm on the wall. I'm going to bring my left hip over next to the wall. And then I'm going to bring my left knee up. And then I'm going to shine the wall by lowering my hip and lifting my hip. I'm going to show you from the side just so you get the thing here. So I'm basically just lifting and lowering my hip. I'm going to show you from the side. So I'm lifting and lowering. I'm going to show you from the other side. Lifting and lowering my hip. My leg pretty much just stays in a right angle. Lifting and lowering, and we're working the medial glute. Shining the wall. You can take a look and make sure it's just moving up and down. And this arm is really just here to steady you. You can even use your other arm on your chair. We're just doing 1 minute of this. And 1 more. Whew, shake it out. Stand for a moment and feel that hip medius, or the medial hip. Whew. All right, we're gonna do the other side. So now I'm gonna bring my right arm to the wall. And I actually really do like having that hand on the chair just to keep me steady. I'm going to bring my right knee up. So my right hip is really pressed against the wall, and now I'm going to do 1 minute of shining the wall up and down. If you've never felt this before, as most people haven't, you could start with just 30 seconds and then take a break. Or even just 10 seconds. Be kind to yourself. This is a muscle that we don't get to work very often, but it is really important for stabilizing the hips. So notice where you feel it. And notice if this side is easier or harder than the first side. We're almost done. I notice that my leg is falling down. It is very challenging. All right, 3, 2, 1. Whew, set it down, shake it out. Let's just stand in Tadasana and feel all the work that we've done so far. So feel free to close the eyes or keep them open depending on which one feels more comfortable. You can always put your hand on your chair. Okay. Softly open the eyes if you close them. So let's just do a scan of the things we've done before we do our final pose of the day. So feeling those feet, wiggle the toes. Let's go ahead and reconnect to that tripod that we did at the beginning of class, taking the heel, setting it down, pressing the big ball toe down, and then spreading the toes wide, setting that baby ball toe down, and then feel that right foot fully connected to the ground. And then let's do the same thing with the left foot. So taking the left heel, pressing it down, the left big ball toe, spread those toes, set the baby ball toe down, and then again, standing straight up, feeling your Tadasana. Feel free to hold the wall or a chair if you want to close your eyes and just feel this connection. Let's do 3 deep breaths, feeling the feet connected to the ground. Through the nose. Nice, and then softly open the eyes. And then go ahead and you can lift the toes and feel those ankles. We worked the ankles pretty good. And then you can lift the heels, feeling the calves. We worked those calves. We worked all the muscles around the knee to support the knee. Go ahead and wiggle the hips around. Feel all the muscles of the hips. We work the inner thighs with our seated good mornings, and then we just work the outer thighs with that medial hip raise along the wall. It is now time for our final pose, which is tree pose. You can either have your hand on your chair, or if you want to use the wall, you can bring your right hand up to the wall. We're going to stand on the right foot, bringing the left, either the toes are on the ground, just tapping or lifting slightly. You could also bring the left foot on the ankle or calf, or if you want to, you can also go up to the inner thigh. You decide. And then we're going to bring the left hand up. So we're going to stay for 1 minute, starting now, in our tree pose. So notice that that whole tripod is on the ground. Feel the ankle, the calf, and the shin. All the muscles supporting the knee. Make sure you're micro bending the knee. Feeling all the muscles of the hips. The more you wiggle, the stronger you're going to get. Three, two, 1, and let's come on out, shake it out. Let's do our standing pose in Tadasana one more time, feeling those heels, the big ball toe, the baby ball toe. Feel free to close your eyes if that feels safe, and just feel that connection to the ground one more time before we do the other side. Let's do 3 breaths in Tadasana, tree mountain pose. All right, so go ahead and turn around to do the other side. We're going to bring that left foot and really feel the big ball toe, the heel and the baby ball toe. Bring the left fingers to the wall. Then bring the right toes, either tap them, lift them, put the foot on the ankle, calf, or inner thigh, and then lift the right hand. We're going to do 1 minute in our tree pose. Bringing your mind to your foot. Feeling the tripod of the foot, the toes are wiggly. That ankle is so strong, calf and shin. All the muscles supporting the knee and then the hips. Everything feeling so strong and stable. Just make sure that you're not putting your foot on the knee. Three, two, 1, and come on out with grace. Awesome job. Wonderful. So if you had to come out of your tree pose early, that's okay. You can keep working on it. We really want to aim for a 1 minute tree pose. So we're going to come back to our chair for our Shavasana and go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Place your hands on your knees. If you feel like it, you can close your eyes. We're going to finish off the way we started with a 4-count box breath. So feeling comfortable, straight, in for 4 through the nose. Hold for 4. Out for 4 through the nose. Hold out for 4. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Hold out for 4. One more round. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Hold out for 4. And then let your breath return to normal. We're just going to do 5 everyday breaths, relaxing. And now we're going to check in with the aftermath of class today. So noticing your emotional state. Notice if there's any shift. And then noticing the mental state, notice the thoughts in your mind. Becoming aware of the stories that are running through our mind is extremely valuable. So just take a moment to listen to your thoughts. And then we're going to do our gratitude practice. So gratitude rewires our brain. So think of something you're very thankful for, and then feel that gratitude in your body. And finally, setting intentions is critical for everything we do, whether it's sitting down at our computer, opening up our mobile phone, having a conversation with a loved one. Setting an intention can really help us get the most out of each moment. So remember the intention you set for this class. We're going to do 3 ohms. Bring your hands together. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Rub your hands together, feeling the palms, and then bring your hands over heart center. May the benefits of this practice benefit you and everyone you meet. Namaste. I'm Bett Bollhoefer. I hope you've enjoyed this stability class, building the strength of the legs from the feet up to the hips. If you liked it, please share it with a friend. Click the like button and subscribe for more videos. I have all kinds of videos for different parts of the body, many chair yoga videos, and all kinds, even some meditations. Namaste.